let's loop it all around, though, because like I said at the beginning, is it washed up? Is it saturated? Is the golden days over? Is it too competitive? If everybody's trying in the same way, if everybody's trying to fit through the same door, nobody gets through that door, right? What's the deal here? Well, I am here to tell you, and I'm going to look you straight in the eye, and you tell me if you believe me or not. And so far, everything I've predicted on Amazon has come true. That's why every single time ASM for us has been more valuable and more valuable, and every single time our members keep getting better and better results. Look me in the eye, let me tell you right now, the opportunity on Amazon is better than it's ever been.
And now I'm leaning in. I'm like, okay, so what do we got? What makes Jason feel that right now is better than any other time to be involved with Amazon?
Okay, so that's a fair question. Because first of all, you say, gee, Jason, we have as it stands now ASM Masters, meaning anybody who's joined and taken advantage of our bonus package to get into ASM. We have about 4,200 and some odd members that I looked at in the Facebook group, which, by the way, not everybody joins our Facebook group. Some of them are just too busy making money. They're like, I'll get to the other bonuses, because they don't even get to everything that we offer to them, and they don't have to. So here's the deal, right? We have this many people, and you say, gee, that's a lot of people. Well, not really, because Amazon has over 1 million subcategories alone, which you could put your product in. So 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 people is not a tremendous amount of people in the grand scheme of things. It's a big, gigantic door, and 4,000 or 5,000 people are like this much to walk through. It's
right.
like a mouse walking through a regular-sized door. That's the equivalent to it there. So in terms of congestion and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that happens, but it hasn't happened yet. Will it happen soon? Heck, I don't know. Here's the facts. Go up and look at any financial website, because Amazon has to publish their financial information because they're a public company. Every single year, their sales go up. And every single year, the share of third-party sellers as a percentage of the whole goes up, right? So if there's more sellers here, that's one thing. But if they're making more money and more sales on Amazon than in the history of Amazon every single year, hands over fist, that's another thing. If the amount of sales is greater than the amount of sellers that enter the market, therefore it stands that on its surface it says, wow, the opportunity still looks good. You follow so far, Zane?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Now here's where it gets more interesting. There's been one single day in the history of Amazon that has outsold any other day that's existed in Amazon's 20 years of existence online. Yep. Or sorry, 10 years of existence online, or whatever it is, right? So Amazon, it feels like it's 20 years, but Amazon hasn't been online that long. But there's been one day in the history of Amazon, however long Amazon has existed, there's one day that's outsold any other day in comparison. And naturally, that has to occur, right? There's got to be one day in the history, just like I have Amazon sellers, they have one day in the history where they've sold better than any other day. We all have that day. There's one day in Amazon that's sold in better than any other day. Do you know what it is?
A specific year of Black Friday? Like
that's what everybody
2014
thinks, right?
Something?
So everybody thinks it's got to be a Black Friday day.
Right.
It's got to be a holiday day. It's got to be during that peak retail season, which is the day after Thanksgiving and the day before Super Savings shipping ends on Amazon, which is typically December 21st, right? Mm-hmm. It's got to be somewhere in there. And the answer is no. You're all wrong, right? The single greatest day of selling on Amazon that's ever existed was on Prime Day. And Prime Day took place when? This year.
I've never even heard of Prime Day.
Yeah, so this is where it gets very interesting. So Amazon Prime Day took place, and I'm looking up now so I have the facts. July 15th, 2015. The single greatest day that has ever existed to sell on Amazon. The single greatest day happened not on Black Friday, not when the gold rush was on, when nobody was selling on Amazon. The single greatest day that has ever happened in the history of sales on Amazon happened July 15th, 2015. It was the first day ever that Amazon.
Outside of Christmas, outside of everything.
Doesn't matter. Any day in the history of
Amazon themselves generated. That's what we're really talking about, right? Like the kind of sway that Amazon has. They say, this is the day that we're going to do something awesome, and then it blows out every other record they've ever had.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about Prime Day. And by the way, Prime Day is not even the coolest thing, not even close to the cool thing. Prime Day is one specific tiny little example of why Amazon is a greater opportunity than it's ever been in the history of selling online. So Prime Day comes. Now, by the way, what is Prime Day? Prime Day is a fictitious, made-up holiday. It is at an event that is marketed and created just to drive sales. All right? Prime Day occurs, and here's what happened. Prime Day is a single day that Amazon ran specials, and they said, we're going to have more stuff on sale on this one day than we've ever had on sale before at a discount. And they bought media. They bought television media. They bought YouTube ads. They bought print media. They rolled out the press release hype machine. Everybody in the damn world knew about Prime Day, except for Zane, apparently. And the whole play and the whole push was they were getting people ready to start selling their Prime accounts. They wanted more people to join Amazon Prime, which means free shipping, 2-day free shipping on anything, really, for like $75, amongst other perks, okay? So Prime Day hits. Now, I got a question for you, Zane. Where do you suppose they went to find discounts or to get discounts or to secure discounts for this one day where more stuff was going to be on sale on Amazon.com than anything in the history before that?
Well, it's kind of a stab in the dark, but I'm going to guess that it's the people like us that they went to get discounts and say, hey, you guys are connected into this. What kind of discounts can you give us? They
predominantly leaned on and depended on third-party sellers, specifically through Fulfillment by Amazon.
Good old FBA.
Yeah, the only way you get Prime shipping as a third-party seller is if you do Fulfillment by Amazon. So this means anybody who's a Prime member can buy your product and get free shipping on it, which is a tremendous benefit all on its own, right? But here's what's really cool. They needed us to provide them with the discounts. And so here's what happens. One of the people that they asked was Will's wife.
Oh.
And so they said, listen, we want you to set aside however many units you want at a discount. We'll put them on during Prime Day, and we'll let them have it. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. So I mean, how many units would you set aside, Zane, if Amazon approached you and said?
I don't know. I'd try and buy a big shipment container.
Yeah, that's the real challenge, is getting enough units there in time. Okay, so
I would have liquidated my entire inventory at the time, and then just would have taken the hit to wait for the next shipping for something like that. Definitely.
So Will's wife, we help her get together 3,000 units. 3,000 units. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal. Her thing goes live on Prime Day at 4 a.m. Central Time, which is 2 a.m. Pacific Time. When did she sell all 3,000 of those units out?
Within a couple hours.
Yep, 1 hour and 45 minutes. 3,000 units gone.
Holy crap! Wow.
That day, she sold a total of 4,201 units, $78,290.95 worth of product in a single day. $78,000 in a single day. She has a product, Zane, that is not a mass demand type of product. On a scale of 1 to 10 of how well it fits the product selection criteria that most people follow, is probably a 4. It's not horrible, but it's not perfectly suited to fit the criteria of product selection either. It's okay, right? She does $78,000. I know people that do a lot more than that, by the way. But that just gives you an idea. Her business has been established and on Amazon for less than 1 year. And in a single day, she does $78,290.95 for a product that doesn't have a gigantic amount of demand in a category that definitely doesn't have a lot of demand. So you tell me, is it all about getting in first? Or is it all about being in the right position to take advantage of when things like this happen? Because let's take it a step further. Prime Day. And it got hit a little bit. Some people complained. Amazon screwed up a lot of stuff during Prime Day. Like, it was very hard to search and find deals. A lot of deals, like Will's wife's deal, was gone in 45 minutes or so, or an hour. So by the time you saw it, you were like, damn, I wish I could have got that, but I didn't. People were pissed off. So Amazon screwed up almost everything in its execution, yet Prime Day was by far the single greatest selling day in the history of Amazon. What do you think is going to happen again, Zane? Do you think they're just going to say, oh, that was fun, we'll never do another Prime Day again? Or do you suppose they're already rolling out and getting the next one?
Oh, I bet you they're probably thinking of even more excuses similar to Amazon Prime Day.
Well, now here's where the kicker rolls. One of the bonuses that we have is called the virtual boardroom. And what happens in the virtual boardroom is I get on, and we do a couple of these sessions. The first part of the session is people apply. Once they buy through us, just like you can do here with the information that you'll see on the video screen with me talking on it, Hi there, right? You can come to the virtual boardroom. And we have new sellers in the virtual boardroom. Once they get their product up, they submit it, and I choose certain products based on the best teaching lessons that they have, and I show them live online. I say, listen, this is how you can build this one. This is the opportunity for this one. This is the improvement on the listing for this one. This is how you can improve the conversion on this one, this one, and so forth and so on, right? And I do that for the first hour. Now, the second hour, I then fill in some of the stuff that I'm testing, some of the cool things that are showing promise, and some of the scuttlebutt and the insider information that I have, because when it comes to hands-on working with Amazon sellers, there's nobody in the world that does more and has done more than I have. And that includes, by the way, is I have people that work inside of Amazon who come to me and talk to me, and because they know that I have an incredible influence over the top sellers that exist on Amazon right now, third-party sellers, right? And I'm not talking JCPenney's. I'm not talking big-name, no-name companies, right? I mean, faceless companies. I'm talking mom-and-pop shops. I have the wand over these third-party sellers. I have the best of the best that listen to me for whatever reason, and they come to me. So I have some insider connections on Amazon, which, by the way, nobody really has unless they do the kind of stuff that we do. So the first person that you could ever trace back, if you looked on the internet and did some detective work, the first person to ever utter and mention and tip off an audience that a Prime Day was going to be available was me. And I did it on the first virtual boardroom call on ASM5. So after ASM5, the cart closed. That was one of the bonuses that went out immediately that people had access to. And I said, listen, I got an email from inside very high up on Amazon telling me that they have something going down the pipeline that's going to be bigger than Black Friday. And here's what you should do to get ready for that. You should, A, get your inventory in place. B, I got some insights and some tips for you to take advantage of this demand. There was a lot of them. I'm not going to share those secrets here today, but obviously they're already existing for you once you sign up with us through this video here and get started and get in our ASM Masters area. And I gave insights and tips. Before that, nobody even knew it existed. I was the first one to break it, and I only broke it to our ASM Masters, and I got them geared. I have the inside scoop. And so here's the funny thing. Yes, there are more sellers on Amazon than ever. True. Yes, there are more people teaching you how to sell on Amazon than ever before. True. Okay? But still, Amazon is growing at a rate that surpasses all of them. And things like this, it's not about what you know that gets you on the inside scoop in this situation. It's about who you know that gets you on the inside scoop here. And that's obviously one of the benefits and one of the things that we provide. There's other opportunities like that that I can't share with anybody yet under a legal obligation. And if I could, obviously, I'm sharing them with the ASM Masters first. But there's some things coming up at the end in Q4 of Amazon, and there's some things in 2016 Q1 that make me laugh at all the stuff we've been doing on Amazon to make money, because these are just going to rip it open. I'll give you one little tiny hint. I'm sure you're familiar with Teespring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the big craze on the internet. A lot of people made a lot of money for a quick amount of time, and they were building these custom T-shirts, and people were going and selling them. Well, here's what Amazon did. They just sat back and laughed and said, you guys go ahead, prove the market, get us the data, let us understand it, and Amazon's making a significant play at that, right? And the techniques and the bonuses and the tools that we have are perfectly aligned to take advantage of that. Another one, so we have products in the kitchen category, and Amazon is doing this new customized product operation kind of thing. And here's what Amazon's doing. They're basically coming to us and saying, listen, if somebody wants to buy this product and put their name on it, can we custom engrave that for you? We said, hell yeah, right? What? Personalization. Yeah. Oh, God. And I mean, these are just a handful, a tiny little handful of all the things that existed. But let's take it a step further. Remember when I said in ASM4, people started getting perked up and thought, wow, gee, opportunity here. So here's any market if you've analyzed it, and I think this is why we've done so well selling in Amazon, and we have more people who have been successful selling Amazon with us than anybody else has. Here's the deal. Any market, if you're a first mover, you do have first mover advantage. But any market where you're the first mover, you're the pioneer. And here's the thing about pioneers. They come home full of arrows. They have to pave the trails. They have to figure it out and map it out, right? So any first mover advantage that you get at ASM1, ASM2, and even ASM3, you also get a disadvantage of having to break the trail, having to prove it. Before ASM4, the only software that existed to sell and make real serious money with Amazon existed in our bonus package in the ASM Masters. There was no off-the-shelf software you could buy, and if anybody was creating any software, any opportunity back then, it was for advanced Amazon sellers, people that were already doing 6 figures who wanted to go to 7 figures, or those doing 7 figures who wanted to go to 8 figures, right? But the tides have changed. Now there's a lot of fantastic software that's being created, and a lot of it's aimed at the new Amazon seller, the person that's just getting ready to start selling on Amazon. But just like any market, when there's lots of options, it's very hard for especially the newer consumer coming to these markets, because anybody will take your money if you want to give it to them, right?
Ah, okay, because they all look the same.
They all look the same. So how do you suppose you find the ones? The good ones from the bad ones. You have to use them. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to get experience. Well, not only do I control people that are more hands-on selling on Amazon than anybody that exists out there, and I have a very personal relationship with them, as Zane can attest to, but furthermore, on top of all of that, I just outright buy a lot of this software right off the shelf for my members to use for free. And that's a big part of our bonus package now that we have had as a benefit that previously really didn't exist. In the past, when we wanted to give our members advantages, Zane, we had to be the ones that created it. We had to be the ones that tested it. We had to be the ones that perfected it. Now, I just go out there on a shopping spree with my checkbook, and I'm buying every damn thing on the planet related to Amazon.
Nice.
And then the best of the best, I come back to them because I don't want to make my own version. They've already done it better than me, or better than I ever will hope to. There's certain things that we led the market in and we pioneered and we still have, and those are available to you once you buy through this video or once you take the next step with us to get closer to being able to buy when it's available. Yeah, we still have that. But on top of that, all of these other people, I just said, listen, if I wanted to distribute this to all my members, how many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars would I have to pay you to make that a possibility? And we work it out, okay? This is the benefit of being with the best. And so when people are out there looking at opportunities to sell on Amazon, I will tell you this. If you buy some guy's $97 course or $197 course on Amazon, that won't even account for a tenth of the software you get with us and the opportunities you get with us for free when you buy ASM, simply because I personally spent more per user on these private labeled and third party and reseller distribution, free distribution rights that I have acquired and paid for on your behalf. And so here's what's interesting. When the market matures, as there are more sellers on Amazon than ever before, there's also more cool tools. There's also more things we can leverage. And the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing about all of this, Zane, is when Amazon's growing like a freaking bamboo tree, just shooting out there going nuts, and there's some incredible tools if you go deep enough. 99 out of 100 tools suck. One's pretty good, right? If you go deep enough, there's better ways to take advantage of opportunity that has ever existed. There's more new opportunities that Amazon's creating, like Prime Day. You just got to be in with the right crowd to say, listen, this is the new leverage point right now. And when there's a couple thousand of them that exist in the ASM Masters, there is no such thing as competition. There is no such thing as saturation. There is no such thing as crowding. Here's what it amounts to. Are you ready and willing to step up? Because I'm going to tell you this on the other side of stuff. Amazon's not a walk in the picnic by any means. There are challenges you'll face. Making sure you don't run out of inventory is a real challenge. Having somebody leave a negative review that might be your competition, it happens. Not a lot, but it happens. That's a challenge, right? Having to figure out and go through the whole rigmarole of private labeling a physical product, and maybe the first time you get a sample, it's not that good of a quality, and you got to go back to the well. That's a challenge, okay? I'm not going to act like this is all rainbows and unicorns and it's as easy as falling off the log. There's some challenges. I'm not going to say do it because it's easy. I'm going to say do it because it's effective and efficient. And yeah, you'll put a little bit of time in, okay? We've tried to shortcut that, and we probably have condensed that faster than anybody else on the planet here, but there's got to be some work on your part. The real question is, are you ready to take that challenge? Are you ready to take that work, especially with some of the craziness that we do to guarantee your success? But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself on our guarantee of success and our profit guarantee. At the end of the day, if you're looking for an advantage, if you're looking for something that will give you the upper hand on anybody else, I'm just going to tell you this. Look, compare, put them up side by side, put mine up against anything, and then just make your own decision. That's all you have to do. All I ask is you give it a look. then I trust you to make the right decision. You'll be able to see very quickly, very obviously, very easily, as many, many, many others have, what we have available for you. It's pretty self-evident. And so the real interesting thing here, and this is what it kind of boils down to, if there's more opportunity than ever, and there's more potential than ever for partnering with us and taking advantage of the greatest stuff we've ever created, which, by the way, ASM6, we have better stuff, more groundbreaking stuff than ever before, right? Then your real worry is what? What's your real concern?